Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. It's LaShanda Henry here, aka SistaSense, and we are once again inside the Sunday Circle so that we can intentionally focus on week by week your signups and your sales. Yay! So, as always, my goal is for us to reflect on the current week as we prepare for the new one. Hopefully, you've had an opportunity to just kind of take some time to get clear about what you're doing, if your day by day, week by week activities are in alignment with your bigger assignment, right? And you are just kind of chipping away at those bigger overarching goals that you're trying to accomplish. So with that in mind, I am going to, as always, minimize our slides number one so I can take you over to my personal Sunday Circle brain dump document number 2. And hopefully as we go through these weeks, this document and process has been kind of helpful to you just to see some of the things that I've been doing and to check in with me to get some support around your projects and plans, essentially, right? So as always, as part of our week-by-week Sunday Circle, we focus on the TP3 of it all, right? Being in a space where you can select your top priority tasks and thinking about how you can utilize what I call AHSTS, always having something to say, share, and sell, being in a place where you can make irresistible offers that you sell, whether you are in a space where this week you focused on producing offers or literally presenting those offers to your audience, being in a place where you can share a message with your tribe, having something to say, right? Showing up in some way and creating at least one piece of content that you can share with your audience too. Essentially, that is the agenda. That's what I always try to focus on with you, having something to say, share, and sell, selling your daily project and profit goals. So with that being said, I'm going to adjust the offers that I shared with you last week and discuss those things that rolled over into this week, as well as those things that I am going to be doing fresh and new, right, going into our new week. So LPPs, please. Oh, my goodness. So much. So much to share. I actually did a couple of things. The first thing that you'll see here is the LPPs, Digital Dollars, Customers for Life, Print Your Profits. I worked on and am still working on several virtual vaults, those digital libraries full of content, a combination of downloadable PDFs, audios, videos, courses, all the things. So what I actually did, number one, was turn all of the LPP vaults that I've been working on into one HPP that I call the Virtual Vault Bundle. At $295, right? And I mean, there's just so much content in there because I developed 9 virtual vaults, and I've been putting content in every single one of them. Well, actually, I did more than 9, but we'll talk about that in a second. I've been pretty much putting content in every single one of those virtual vaults, right? And as you know, because I've just been, I think more so than any other year, I've been like screaming from the mountaintops, it's my birthday, it's my birthday, look at me, it's my birthday, it's my birthday, look at me, it's my I've said that like every day for the last however many days. I've been, interestingly enough, like internally at home, I've just been like, yeah, it's any other day. It's just a regular day. I mean, it was very simple. We didn't just didn't go do anything crazy. We never really do. Good morning. Good morning. I see y'all coming in here. But as part of that conversation, I decided to take the APP Virtual Vault bundle and turn it into an LPP, right, temporarily. And so the Virtual Vault bundle is also my birthday bundle at 9,495, and then the digital vault bundle at $4,443. So let's talk. Like I mentioned before, the virtual vault collection that I've been working on is basically theme-based, right? So I said, what are some of the things that I've been talking about, and how could I put them in these little digital libraries so that people can have access to training that perhaps they did not participate in, right? So I said, okay, the things that I did around creating digital products and assets, I'll put that into digital dollars. The things that I did around marketing and acquiring customers, whether it be new customers or getting them to come back for more, I'll put that into customers for life. The things that I did around creating content, right? Love the vaults. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited about sharing them because, as you know, side note, I think after I created the first set of vaults, like the Money Vault and etc., several months ago, it was in my spirit to keep going and do the Customers for Life and other things. But then, of course, life is lifing, and I had other things I had to prioritize. And so I finally, because I had like a personal birthday bucket list of things I wanted to accomplish. Trust me, I didn't get to like half of the things on that list. But I always say, as human beings, you do what you can, right? And that's what I did. So I worked on several projects, and some of those were the ones that I had to roll over. And every week that I talk to you guys, I try to remind you that don't look at my sizzle reel of what you see on my to-do list and think, oh, my God, she's amazing. She's always knocking all this shit out. Like, for real, I have always got way more than I want to do that I actually get to finish, okay? And a part of that is literally showing you that sometimes things sit on the to-do list for weeks until I finally can get to them. But I have something that I can go back to and look at and say, yes, I remember that this was a part of my agenda, right? So even when we have our quarter by quarter or month by month conversations, it's about looking at that overarching agenda and preparing for it, right? As a matter of fact, let me just do a quick power pause before I even finish this, so I can pop the month-by-month agenda at the top of this document because it's worth sharing again. Let me do that real quick. Can I just do an F, Control F? Month. Okay, here we go. So one of the things that I've been sharing with you all at the top of every month / every quarter is this right here. And as I talk about rolling over some of my projects, like finally getting to complete those vaults that I wanted to do a couple of weeks ago, if not like a month or two ago. And as we close this month and go into a new one, I wanted to be in a place where I could just reset and remind you of our month-by-month, quarter-by-quarter objectives, right? And one of mine is create a space where you have a personal message, something that you can remind yourself as well as remind others, right? And the last time we did this particular activity, my focus was encouraging people to stick to the plan, right? Which is very much one of my big objectives, right? For me, I had an internal reminder this particular month, and I flipped it for myself, and I'll explain to you in a second what I mean by flip it. At the very beginning of this month, I'm a May baby. I said, okay, well, I am going to create a birthday bucket list, and I did. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to share my bucket list and ask other people what they're putting on their birthday bucket list and all the things. And I did not do that. I just kind of had a personal, I'm going to do these things birthday bucket list. And it's funny because even though I didn't define it outside of myself and share it with the hubby, he also had said to me at some point, yeah, these are some things that I wanted to accomplish for my birthday. He was like, one of them was losing 20 pounds in 20 days, right? And he mentioned this to me, oh man, I got to find my charger. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. So yeah, one of the things, like I said, on his birthday bucket list was 20 pounds in 20 days, right? And again, I had spoken to him a few days ago, and he was just like, yeah, these are certain things that I was trying to do. It was just kind of like a quiet internal thing, so he didn't define it as such. But, him just setting certain things that he was trying to accomplish before his birthday or by his birthday was similar to what I was doing kind of privately, I guess. That there's a little bit of synchronicity there. And some things got accomplished and some things not quite as much. But I always say that the goal isn't necessarily to get everything off the list done, but just have a list that you can tether yourself to and, be able to intentionally work on the things that are a part of that bigger agenda. And so for me, I kind of flipped the script because I said, okay, for those things that I didn't get to accomplish before my birthday, I will do them after my birthday for 30 days as inspiration to keep going. Sometimes with the best of intentions, we have these goals and things that we set for ourselves to get done at a certain time period. And then when we don't do it, we're like, oh, discouraged, we give up and we stop. And I'm like, well, just because I didn't do it by my birthday doesn't mean I still can't do these things, right? I'm going to say my promise to myself at this point is to accomplish these things moving forward, the things that I didn't get to complete up until this point, right? So it is kind of a continuation for me of sticking to the plan in that I created a special plan inspired around my birthday, inspired around these are things I want to accomplish in this new season. And some of them I got to do before I closed out the season, and some of them I did to begin I'm planning to do to begin the new one, right? Because now that the B-Day has passed, I'm going into the next 30 days of that and working through those projects, right? Okay, so the cat just jumped in the room and she's about to jump all over my stuff. Give me a second. and the cat and the dog are just literally like night and day. Because if Prince's name was Day, it would have been a perfect combination. Because Night, she is like, oh my goodness, the curiosity. They do not play when they said curiosity and cats, boy. Woo! Okay, so anyway, let me know your friendly reminder for yourself, number one, and some focus words, like what are some things that are on your personal agenda. One of mine that I'm really, really big about when it comes to, so as you see, progress, momentum, tether, um, enjoy. Those are some of the things that I shared with y'all the last time. When I get around this time of year, right, I always talk to you about the fact that one of my seasonal focuses is content to cash flow, right? And that's kind of like my second quarter focus. So I'm very much thinking about, well, now that I've hit this point, what are some things that I'm going to be working on, and how am I going to encourage and motivate and all the things you all around turning content into cash flow, being an example, and of course, motivating and directing you all to follow suit and work on those things as well. So as you know, before I even put this up here, I jumped into offers and starting with offers projects I wanted to roll over and versus new projects. I'll talk about that more. And as always, thinking about for yourself when you go into this new month, what are those things that you want to start, continue, and finish versus things you want to create, update, and designate time to focus on, right? When it comes to setting my priority in, like, what do I do first, what do I do next, I think about deadlines, things that I'm almost done, my passion projects, and I just kind of order the projects as such. So right now, I mentioned to you all, one of my clients and business besties, Lynette, she's got a big event coming up in Boston. And so we've literally been checking in multiple times a week and going through her clarity sessions. After my training last night, we had a session last night at 9, and then we've got another one this morning at 9, and then we had another one a few days ago. I think 9 seems to be the magic number, but with everything on my agenda and everything on my plate and her work schedule, I've been trying to accommodate with these. I don't do 9 p.m. calls. I've been accommodating with a couple of late night sessions. But one of the things that came out of that was at some point she was like, you know what, I've got 52 days left here, because she's just counting down for all the different things that she's doing for her events. And, you know, I'm trying not to be overwhelmed and all the things. You know, there's certain things that if I can do in the next 7 days, I'll be good to go. And I said, okay, well, then that is what you focus on. As opposed to focusing on the overwhelm, let's make a priority list of what you want to accomplish in the next 7 days. Everything else, put it on the I want to do that list, but it won't take precedence over this, right? So she had one particular project that we were talking about, and then she was like, wait. This is too much. This is taking me off course. I don't know if I want to do this. And I was like, remember, it's about a clear 7-day priority list. I said, is that on the 7 days? She's like, oh, no, I forgot. Because, you know, sometimes the stuff is not, it's like a muscle. It's not familiar to you, right? So she was like, I was thinking I needed to do that now. And I'm like, no, it's something that at some point you want to do in the next couple of weeks or months, but it's not a top priority for you right now, right? So, you know, taking a page out of her book, maybe you want to, as we do here, think about your next 7 days and organize the things that are your top priority tasks, right? Whether they be deadlines, whether they be things that are almost done that you can knock out and complete, personal passion projects, or ordered projects. And when I say order, I mean that it may not seem like it, but there is a natural order to that project that you cannot avoid. So, for example, I was working on an ebook that I published, right? And I was like, I wanted to send out an email and say, hey guys, yay, look what I did today. My birthday ebook on 43 life lessons learned, right? But I didn't just want to say, hey, I did the ebook. I wanted to send you the link so you could purchase it. So the natural order of things is I needed to have the link ready so you could purchase it. But I didn't want to just send you the link to purchase it because I knew it was almost done. So I had to finish it, then create the page with the link, then send out the email. So sometimes you have this muffled agenda in your mind and in your heart, and it's overwhelming, and there's all these pieces and what I do, and I don't know where to start, and da-da-da. Sometimes you may not know to start, but to be honest with you, if you try to calm your heart, reduce the overwhelm, and just sit down and write out the things that you need to do, when you look at it, there is a natural order to things. That one thing has to come before the other. One foot has to go in front of the other. And a part of figuring that out is just sitting down and writing it out, right? So order of priority, the things that you're trying to accomplish going into the new month. And smart repetition. There are certain things that you just have to keep doing. You just have to keep doing. And be getting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound results requires you to repeat, to practice. You have to repeat to practice, right? I'm going to give you an example of that. I don't normally manually send out emails every day, right? And this week in particular, pretty much every day I was sharing a pseudo countdown of sorts via email, counting down to my birthday this past Friday, and even checking in and sharing things after the fact for the whole weekend every day around a myriad of things. And I'll talk to you when I get to sharing messages about the different messages that I shared. Now, I would love to tell you that it was well received. I mean, some people said, thank you so much for the positive messages and the gifts and all the things, and they loved it. And some people were just probably irked by it because they subscribed. They unsubscribed. They unsubscribed. And I get it because, I'm sending out messages every day. Unsubscription means different things. And there's unless they tell you why they unsubscribe, and sometimes they do. They may email, can you take me off of this list? Whatever. And sometimes when people give you that energy, baby, if they take the time to send you an email disgruntled about your email list, usually it's because in that moment they're frustrated with themselves or with life and they need somebody to vent to. I'm just being honest with you. The majority of people will just find the unsubscribe link at the bottom of the damn email and click it. When people take it a step further and want to, spew some negativity at you, there's something else going on there, right? But I also say that everybody doesn't like to not be liked, except for those people who are bullies and they take pleasure in creating negative spaces. The average person doesn't like not to be liked. And so you may shy away from consistently sending out email messages or marketing yourself, talking about yourself and all the things because you don't want people to unsubscribe or whatever. But the people who want to stay, they're going to stay. The people who consume your content like they consume food and breathe air, they're going to be there, right? And that repetition is what helped me to convert people into getting my offers. That repetition is what helped me to stay on track and get things done. You have to identify not just things that you are comfortable at doing repetition-wise, but the things that cause discomfort, right? For some of my clients, we've been talking about that. They're trying to do things, new things, right? And one of the messages that I shared with you all a few weeks ago is old keys can't unlock new doors. You try to do new things, but you reverting back to old behaviors, right? You scared, you shook, right? And it's very easy, for example, when you see people unsubscribing to go, "Ooh, girl, stop. You put out one more email, you're going to get more people to unsubscribe." If they're leaving, they're not for you in this moment. Because people will come back. I've seen people unsubscribe, and then a month later or a year later, they'll come back. But when their season, you're not for them, and that's okay. Because in your season, there are people who they are not for you, and you create space and distance between yourself and them, don't you? Yes, LaShanda. Okay, so don't be offended when people create space and distance between themselves and you because something is triggering you. I know for myself, sometimes I unsubscribe or I don't want to see what somebody else is doing because it's like a mirror and it's holding up to me what I'm not doing. I know sometimes I unsubscribe because I'm like, okay, you're bombarding me with stuff and I really don't want to see this stuff right now, so I unsubscribe, right? I know sometimes I unsubscribe if somebody says something or shares something that really doesn't sit right with my energy, so bam, there's a disconnect. People are going to unsubscribe for different reasons, right? But again, that's just an example of something that is triggering enough to cause someone, even myself, to go, ooh, I don't want to do the repetition. Ooh, I don't want to do the work. You can't stop doing the work. You can't stop doing the work. So, for example, old keys don't unlock new doors, right? If you are in a space where, I say this to clients all the time, if you took a year to create this product, this course, this website, why did you just take 2 minutes to promote it? Ooh, I felt, I get it, but it's not just going to promote itself. You need that repetition. And a lot of people, myself included, I know that as an entrepreneur, I'm creating things to help people and live in my purpose, but the process of creation is therapeutic. Marketing isn't always therapeutic. Marketing is scary. Launching can be scary. And and sometimes your personality, especially if you're doing something from an artistic perspective, the art, the time, the love that you put into it, if it's not well received or received at all, it's very easy to feel discouraged and to lose sight of what you're doing and to stop that repetition. But you can't do that because if you love it enough, you will live in it enough to share it enough for people to want what you have, for people to want to be a part of what you have. There's a message that I received this week, and I want to share that with you. If you could give me 2 seconds to find it, I will. I really hope I find it. That wasn't it, but I know it's in here. I love this message, okay? And you need to write this down. Marketing is enthusiasm transferred to the customer. Marketing is enthusiasm transferred to the customer. If there's one thing that I've learned, it's that a good seller can sell ice to an Eskimo. If you are passionate about this ice, if you are enthusiastic about this ice, if you believe this ice is so icy that even if you had ice, you ain't have ice like this before, baby. Marketing is enthusiasm transferred to the customer. Let me tell you, first of all, I'm an ice connoisseur. I love crushed ice, but I can tell you the difference between the crushed ice that comes out of my fridge versus the ones that I get from Chick-fil-A versus DQ versus the Speedway gas station. I am an ice connoisseur, okay? And if I'm sitting here, especially if I do a call or a live, and I'm like, baby, you ain't ever had ice like this, what you going to do? Ain't you going to try it? Ain't you going to buy it? Ain't you going to do the Patty LaBelle experience? Remember that guy that was on YouTube? And he was about to smack his damn mama because that patty pie was so great. Or that Popeye's chicken, that sold out Popeyes everywhere. They were like, listen, we don't got no more chicken sandwiches. Stop coming over here asking for the chicken sandwich. We don't got no more chicken sandwiches. Because people were so enthusiastic about the offer, and that enthusiasm was infectious. But here you come, you send out one email, people unsubscribe or it wasn't well received, and you scurry, you shook. You promote, you spent 5 months working on something, you promote it for 5 minutes, and you get 3 likes, and you go, okay, well, back to the drawing board. One, because as entrepreneurs who use their content to some degree as therapy, we all do it. Okay, I know this because I do it myself. We use some of these pieces to heal and to get. It's art. Artists put themselves on a canvas, right? And it's funny because I think Karen mentioned that yesterday. She's like, I want to write this ebook, but I'm a little scared. I'm putting parts of me out there. I'm sharing me. It's a little bit scary. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is that, like I said, I could have been like, folks is unsubscribing right now. I'm not sending out no damn emails today. I could be all up in my feelings, but you cannot progress that way, number one, and you cannot think that way, because I know we've got a holiday. I know energetically myself, and many people, I don't know how much you believe in energies and things of that nature, but coming out of this, I'm not all in it. Like, I'm not like a light work energy, astrological connoisseur at all, but I do understand and I do have belief in things like Mercury being in retrograde, and for a lot of people, myself included, technology was just a bitch, for lack of a better word, and things that should work didn't work. Phone calls didn't go through. Last week, Sunday Circle, I downloaded it, and never have I ever in however many years had an MP3 or MP4 video not work. It took me 3 days to get the video to download correctly before I could upload it. Just all kind of stuff. And other people, other clients saying to me, technology is just, annoying right now, because that's the energy that we're passing and coming out of from that retrograde period. But if you find that you let technology or fear of marketing or putting yourself out there or people unsubscribing, or, to be honest with you, anything, you had high energy, but then the fire fizzles, as I say, go from fired up to fire fizzling. You have to dig in deeper and know that it's not just about the therapy. It's not just about the feel goods. It's about the real good of getting to the other side, of seeing your vision to fruition, which is going to require pain. I'm sorry. There's good pain and there's bad pain. You just have to choose the pain you're willing to put up with. When I was really, really sick, I realized the other side of not being sick was pain. I had a bad reaction to my one of my diabetes medications. I had hives. These things were on my back. They hurt so much I couldn't even sleep. I spent months in the upright position. Sometimes I would just get up and cry. Like, I would just stand up to walk out of a room, and the exhaustion and the pain would just be tears. And everybody is just freaking out because they don't know how to deal with me, but I didn't know how to deal with the pain except go through it. And I realized that whether it was the detox, because I had the detox from the food and all the other things. I'm due for another detox, by the way, as I say that right now. Just keeping it real. But between the detox and the diabetes and the medication and exercising, exercising hurts your muscles, but it's a different type of pain. I never wrote this down or even articulated it to everyone as much as I wanted to, but I came to that realization in that time period that you have to go through a different kind of pain to get to the other side. It's funny, as I'm saying that to you, Lynette's brand is called Happy Now. And to get to my definition of happy now, that's a part of the process, right? So I don't know where it's coming from, but it's coming out of me, because I have to tell you that smart repetition and working through your skills, whether those skills be natural, learned, or desires, does require a degree of pain that not everybody is willing to go through, which is why a lot of people, once it stops feeling good, they don't really get to the real side of good because they don't stick with it. It's like, wait, this is supposed to be entrepreneurship, creating something that I'm passionate about, the AKA passion project. This is supposed to feel good. This is supposed to be fun. Come on now. What the hell? There are other parts. Listen, it's Sunday. I get on my soapbox on Sunday. Let's see here. I really like the focus words concept. Yes, let me know what some of your focus words are, whether they are phrases or just individual words. These are things that you either will be focusing on for yourself and or sharing with your tribe, friendly reminders, right, of things that you want them to consider. Your lists are everything. Link to buy the ebook. The latest ebook that I did, somebody needs to hear this, is at SistaSense.com/somebody. And I will be dropping the new ebook today on marketing and sales, because marketing and sales, somebody needs to do that too. So, lessons learned and activities to move forward. I'm dropping ebooks left and right, right? Whatever. I love the messages, and I need the reminders. Your emails are the next best thing to cloning you, LOL. Thank you. Like I said, it's funny because when Lynette and I were talking yesterday, I was like, I get it. Some people, they feel it and they resonate. But I said, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And, you don't, the fact of the matter is you're not supposed to be, right? She said, you're not supposed to be everybody's cup of tea. And I'm like, I always tell y'all, I'm not here for everybody, but what? The right bodies, right? So you can't let people either judging you, disliking you, or disconnecting from you be a reason to invalidate yourself, devalue what you're doing, and say, you see, I need to stop, because it all is just part of the process. Marketing is enthusiasm transferred to the customer. Thank you for dropping that in there. That is, to me, like, baby, that is the message. That is the reason for the season. As a matter of fact, can I pop that in here so that, it's a part of this reminder for you all, a friendly reminder? I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put FM because I want it to sit on one line, and I don't know if it will do that. Marketing is enthusiasm. I got to say it out because I can't spell otherwise. Transferred to the customer. Okay? If you're not excited about your stuff, they're not going to be. And I don't mean excited because it's fresh and new and, ooh, I just did it yesterday, because the launch feeling is going to leave, just like the new baby smell is going to leave. The cute puppy is not going to look so cute when they peeing on your damn carpet. Them feelings leave, right? I love stationery, but that brand spanking new, just cracked the spine, oh my God, it's so nice and clean, I don't want to write on the pages. All of those feelings leave. You have to be able to consistently tether yourself to some degree of enthusiasm about what you do, who you are, and what you've put out for people to give a damn about it, right? Because we just going through our day, okay? And we are just looking to find the next thing that's going to pour into us, energize us, and help us do what we need to do. If that ain't you, that ain't you, right? Marketing is enthusiasm transferred to the customer. You've got to be enthusiastic about the things that you produce. Just checking the chat before I move forward. Transcending, absolutely. Need that smart emphasis. You're my tea and my latte. I love it. You just make me giggle. My focus words for the week: enthusiasm, joy, complete, resourced, and order. Yes. These are words that you need to move forward. I love these, by the way. And think about also for yourself in your messaging, okay? Are any of these words going to be in your messaging, right? Outside of content to cash flow being something that I focus on in particular going into the new month because it's a part of my seasonal branding and my agenda. This week, threw so much at me, one of my focus words this week was positivity. Because trust me, I wasn't feeling very positive, and I was feeling like a lot of things were just trying to chip away at me, and it was not good. It was not good. But the general consensus that the message that I was receiving from internal forces, external forces was, in spite of things not working out, you have to stay positive. In spite of feeling like the enemy is trying to just find every way to knock you down, you have to get back up, brush yourself off and get back up. And so by Tuesday, I was like, every day, pour positivity into your tribe. I don't care how tired you are right now. I don't care what the next random thing that comes to throw you off right now. Do not feed that energy at all. Don't feed it at all. Keep moving. And I did. There's a message. If you have that ebook that I created, somebody needs to hear this. There's a message in there that, again, if you don't mind, I want to share. Well, there are several messages. One of them is, go laugh in the places you have cried. Change the narrative and know that you don't always have to tell your side of the story. Time will, right? Time will tell your side of the story. You don't always have to sit there and try to prove anything to anybody, number one, or get somebody to agree with you and admit what they did or what they didn't do. You just need to change the narrative, right? You just need to change the narrative. There's one other message that I love. This one is by a young lady called Dahlia, and she says, I love when I realize I'm handling a situation better than my old self would have. Old LaShanda is like, give me my blankie. I will see you in a week. I'll see you in a week. I'm going to bed. I'll see you next week. And sometimes I need to do that. I just need to curl up and, take a break. But I really did, I think I needed to get up and be active more than I needed to lay in bed for a couple of days. But sometimes either one is needed. There's another one. There is one more in here that I want to share about strong women. And I loved it. Like, all of these just tickled me. They're a combination of messages that I've seen, through social media and all the things. And, you see those messages at Divine Right Timing. And then some of those messages I just adjusted, to put my own spin on it, my own SistaSense flair on it, right? This one, strong women never give up. We might need a coffee, a cry, or a day in bed, but we always come back stronger. It's not so much going through the feelings. Going through the feelings is fine. It's coming out the other side. The only way to fail is to quit, right? You have your cry, you have your breakdown, you grab your blankie, you do what you need to do to heal, and then you get up and you move forward. Nobody else. And one of the messages, I keep saying it one more and one more, because honest to God, the 43 messages, each of these have helped me stick to the plan and heal on some capacity. One of the messages there is, let me pause for a minute because it was at the tip of my tongue. Oh, goodness. What is the message that I wanted to share with you? It was just at the tip of my tongue. It's not that one. The best way to create the future is to predict it. It's going to come back to me. I'm not going to belabor it. But there are lots of messages in there that have honestly just resonated with me and helped me to heal and stick to the plan, which is why I wanted to share those messages. But I also wanted to create an ebook and say, hey, we can share ourselves in different capacities, in different ways, and turning your information, your inspiration into digital products, content that you can turn into cash flow, right? It's in alignment with my larger message. All of these things for me fit together, right? Because these are just personal messages within that document that have hit and resonated with me on some level. But then it helps me to stay in alignment with my bigger vision, right? And that's what it's all about. Coca-Cola and Mountain Dew, LOL. I'm done with my commentary. Sorry, y'all. The new car smell. I know all of it. All of it fades. All of it fades. The words are in my social media messages and emails. Yes. So thinking about these messages that you have not only for yourself but for your tribe, where will you be sharing them, right? So you're saying that you're going to be posting them in social media. You're going to be putting them in email. I've strategically created my ebook the way I did. I love that you mentioned social media because I will be using these as social media posts. They're in this ebook, which is now, I think, 64 pages, but the same content I have been posting on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, because it's going to be a part of that process as well, right? So it's, for me, so many levels. As an entrepreneur, it's therapeutic because when I needed it, these messages showed up on my social media timelines, or I went back and I went through my photos archives of years ago and saving all of screenshotting these messages that hit me at that moment. It's that, but it's also something that I could put into an ebook and share with other people to pour into them. It's also something that I could monetize and sell to make money. I really didn't put a big price point on it because it's more so for me, not so much about making money from it, but sharing it and creating an offer that could get people to know me, right? An entry point offer. It's not $1 million. It's literally $1, right? But it's something because I did want to put value on it, and I did want to create something that I could monetize, right? But I also wanted something that I could share on my social media channels, and being able to pull out the messages and the images and post those whenever I want to was also a part of the process. So it was definitely multifaceted for me. Go laugh in the places that you've cried. OMG, that's really good. It is. I mean, these messages, I love every single one of them. Every single one of them. Some of them are new to me, and some of them have been just tried and true messages that I've clung to for years. I call them motivate her, because these are my quotes that motivate me to move forward. They're, how people say motivator, I say motivate her. I, just add an H in there because these are motivate hers. They just motivate me to keep moving forward. And the one that I was about to tell you that I forgot, I remember now, one day the message that I received and I saw, again, social media channels, messages, what have you, was no one is going to give you permission to succeed, right? And there are things that I want to do, but I'm kind of scared to do, to be honest with you, if you could believe it, because there are things that I don't necessarily do. And it's very easy to fall back into the things that I know that work. Honestly, I'm always telling you to work what works. So for me, I'm just like ingrained to do the things that work. And yes, I try new things, but I also have to fight the feeling of, what if that thing that I want to try doesn't work the way I hope it will, right? The reality is no one is going to give you permission to succeed, right? You can sit and watch everybody else's social media timeline and sizzle reel, and, they're going to say, hey, you can do it, but nobody is going to be your 24/7 cheerleader. Nobody's going to tell you, yeah, now is your time. I'm going to wake you up. I'm going to pour that coffee. I'm going to sit there while you're on the treadmill crying because you don't want to be on the treadmill. No, nobody's going to do that for you except you, right? And so being in a place where I took that in, that you constantly have to give yourself permission to succeed. You constantly have to reaffirm yourself on a minute, hell, not day by day, on a minute by minute basis, that this is, however it's going to work, it will work. It will work. That's the kind of power that if we all had it, if I could like literally infuse that into everyone that I knew, baby, I'm telling you, it would be a beautiful world. It would just be a beautiful world for me. Yes, I told someone this week that I don't have to have an opinion about everything. Thank you for sharing your messages. Absolutely. One of them quotes in there is, if it don't evolve me, it don't involve me. I said, drop the mic. If it don't evolve me, then don't involve me. Listen, I don't got time. I am on the other side of 40. I do not have time for shenanigans. Okay? I don't need to boop, 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 tell me about the gossip today. I do not need, no. It is not okay. It is not okay to put me in the midst of your drama. I will exit stage left. I will ABC my way out. I don't know what you're talking about. I am on the other side, drinking my water and minding my business. That is where I am. Do not get stuck. Exactly. Exactly. So listen, y'all know I could talk about these all day, all day. That ebook is at SistaSense.com/somebody number one. So everybody needs somebody to pour into them on some level. And a lot of these messages, this is like, for me, like positivity on steroids, like all of these powerful messages that I knew, which is funny, like, rollover, new projects versus rollover projects. There are some things that honestly I've had sitting on my plate that I've wanted to do for a long time. I just didn't know what I was going to do with it. And a lot of those messages are, I knew I wanted to repost them and share them on social media at some point, but I just, in the moment of my birthday bucket list week, said, I want to share 43 messages. I want to share some of my favorite messages. I woke up that morning. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and by the afternoon, it was done. It was done. It was up. Y'all were downloading it, and I did what I needed to do, right? Which is why this weekend I'm working on ebooks with y'all, because this stuff doesn't necessarily have to take months or even years to do, but it's things that you got to work through, things that you have to intentionally work on creating and sharing with your tribe, right? So, friendly reminder, going into this new month, your birthday, well, my message was the birthday bucket list. I think about those branded seasonal messages that I share with my audience because it's just a part of my month-by-month, quarter-by-quarter agenda. My summer focus is always content to cash flow. As you know, I do have the content to cash flow workshop coming up. So if you want to come out to that, number one, feel free to check in and let me know. Or if you want to come out to my October workshop, let me know that as well. I do content to cash flow in the summer and then do print your profits for quarter 4. Yes. I think quarter four. And then, like I said, for me this week, knowing that I was not going to let those forces trying to chip away at me do their job, I was going to make it a lot harder for them. It was important for me to stay positive and to pour that positivity into others. I get, vent sessions, and I see on social media people vent all the time, but I really try to take the route of, we get so much negativity thrown at us every day. What can I do to be positive? What can I do I was just giving a whole bunch of stuff away this week, but we'll talk about that in a second, because, I didn't even scratch the surface of the main agenda. You know how this. Sometimes I come on here and I'm just like 60 minutes flat, bam, bam, boom, I'm done. And then other times I'm like, at 3 hours later. You watch SpongeBob, you know that sometimes they'll show like a clock and how much time has flown by. We ain't going to be on here for 3 hours because I do have another training later, and plus I have a call with Lynette at 9, so I cannot be on here for 3 hours. But let's get into the meat and potato of things. Hopefully that Sunday soapbox, I get on my Sunday soapbox with y'all for a minute. Hopefully that helped you just to kind of reset, get excited about the things that you're going to do in the new month. Understand that if this month has been challenging for you in any way, we did leave Mercury in retrograde. I can't even pronounce it, let alone completely explain it. Just know that energetically I understand it enough to know that there are a lot of times bigger energetic forces that slow us down, that drag us down, that challenge us. And I don't see it as an excuse. I just feel that we are energetic beings, and a lot of things spiritually and energetically are beyond our control. But when we're conscious of them, we can learn how to navigate through them, right? The hardest thing is to feel like things are happening that are out of your control, where you can figure out how to take back your control, readjust, and keep yourself in alignment when it comes to your assignment. That's the key. I can't control the negativity. I can control how I react. I can control how I respond. And understanding where you can control and do what you need to do to create the best version of you and the best experiences for you and people around you, that's the key, right? So with that being said, BTW, love your images. Thank you. Hours. That's another thing too, like creating the AI art and creating those images. I have, at this point, close to 2,000 images. I think I've uploaded about 1,200. I don't even know how Canva has the capacity, because one of my AI art folders has 700 images in it in Canva. That's one of them. I think the other one has like 600 or 700 hours. And I knew I was going to do stuff with them. I just, in those moments, didn't necessarily know what I was going to do with them. And a lot of them just worked really well in that ebook. Because, sometimes the vision isn't completely, framed out for you, but he knows. He knows. You don't know. You just know that being a faithful person, you just have to do what he told you to do. And he's like, you do this. You work on these images. You put that prompt in there. You do this. But I don't know what's happening right here. I feel like I should be doing something else. I'm kind of wasting my time. I'm putting my time and my energy and my money into this. Why? You don't have to. I know why. You don't have to know why. Stop asking me why. Stop asking me about my business. Just do the thing that I told you to do right now, and it will all come into fruition. Okay? That's what faith is. Hello. All right. Faith is like Wi-Fi. You can't see it, but you believe it, and it works, right? And it did. So when I got that digital divine download to make that Life Lessons ebook, I had everything that I needed. I had all the messages in front of me. It didn't take me long to get all of my favorite messages together. I had all the colors in front of me. I had all the imagery in front of me. I just had to put the pieces together. And you'll find that life is kind of beautiful that way. Sometimes things look chaotic and fragmented, but if you keep doing what you need to do, you're basically just creating a space for you to put little pieces together that you can connect when it starts to make sense. And you're like, yes, that. Which, again, brings me to this, which is when I was working on offers this week, I decided to finally knock out my virtual vaults, and I made 9 of them. And that became my virtual vault bundle at $295. And I said, you know what? I really, really, really want people to test this bad boy out, and I want to come up with some promotional sales. As you know, every Thursday we do the Sign Up and Sales Challenge, and I decided that I was going to do, number one, a celebration sale, right? It's my birthday. Why not? So I turned 43. I was going to do $43 offers, and I did, number one. And number two, I was going to do discounted offers. So I took the $295 offer and turned it into a $95. And because there are 9 digital libraries in there, I thought it would be cool to do 9 for $95 and 4 for $43, which is what I did, right? LPP here. I mentioned to you all last week that I said it's been a while since I did a Write the Book workshop, and I decided, number one, not only to do the workshop, but do a challenge, right? And I didn't plan on doing the workshop this weekend. It just happened. It was like, to be honest with you, yesterday was kind of rainy, and today's probably going to be kind of rainy too. Every other week, Jay works, so it's not like he's here. My car is out of commission, so he's working on it, so it's not like I can jump in the car and go, road trip! I'm kind of stuck in the house this week. And I was like, even though it's Memorial Weekend, even though it's my birthday, I'm in the house. And a part of me not wanting to do any trainings or workshops this weekend was, number one, because of the holiday, and number two, because it's my birthday weekend. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do anything, I might as well spend my birthday with y'all and hang out with my business besties. Why not? Number one. And then number two, a couple of people said to me, I talked about yesterday, I was like, Cynthia and Lynette and a few other people were like, listen, I need to kind of work on some digital products right now. Can you give me any advice? And I was like, why not? Let's write a book. Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. So I decided to do the pop-up, which is why I made the golden ticket. And y'all, the golden ticket, the confusion that it caused in people is beyond. But I was basically like, when I get these inspirational moments of, let me do a pop-up 1 day, 2 day, whatever, as opposed to paying for them individually, you get the golden ticket and you just get access to all of them that I do for the remainder of the year. That's basically all I wanted to say. But in some way, it just had too much in there and was too confusing. So working on that, but the concept is still definitely something that I plan on keeping. So anyway, the Write the Book challenge is coming up for the entirety of next month. It's a 30-day challenge. Number one, and I kind of interchange it because originally when I did it 2 years ago, it was called Write the Book. And this year, I kind of want to do it Write Like a Boss and switch it up slightly, but as far as branding. But I'm not just going to do the main thing was to do it as a challenge as opposed to a workshop. I decided to do a pop-up workshop this week on how to write the ebook now, write and sell the ebook now. That's what we're doing this weekend. And I'm excited. You guys, those of you who have participated, had fun in day number 1. I'm excited about day number 2. And being able to create these pop-up experiences allow me to, on the fly, create offers that by the end of the year, I mean, I have all of these things that I can do all these cool sales and things with, create digital libraries and all the things. And so I just kind of just try to stay present with you all. And like I said, I could have just curled up in a corner and said, all right, Jay's at work, Christopher's hanging out on the Xbox with his friends, I'll just watch Netflix. But I was like, hey, as opposed to Netflixing and chilling, I'll chill with my business besties and have some fun creating some ebooks, and so said, so done. So the virtual vault, the birthday bundles, the write, the book. These are some things that I worked on. SSO, right? Simple signature offers. That was definitely a big one. Last week, some of my clients took advantage of my Get More Done hours. Doriana Alfred. I love Doriana. Her website is worksoffaith.net. Like every couple of months, she'll be like, LaShanda, I'm ready. We'll work on something new. So she sent me some new updates. She's a psychologist, and she has a new psychologist on her team. And she wanted to update some resources on her website and put some products up to create a store. So just individually sharing the Get More Done hours with clients, number one, and clarity call bundles, number two. If you saw or received any of the emails that I sent out this week, every day I had different clarity call bundles, clarity kits, as I call them. And I just try to think about what would work for people. So I created some bundles where you could get a few 30-minute calls, or bundles where you could get a combination of 60, 90, and 30-minute calls, bundles where you could get monthly calls versus one-off calls, so you can do like an ongoing subscription. And, some of you took advantage of that. So Get More Done bundles, clarity call bundles, the mid-year reset, right? So I talked to you last week about the fact that for June, I am going to be doing a lot of things underneath the mid-year reset. I had a training that I did last year, and that training actually inspired me to create the mid-year reset bundle, which is free at SistaSense.com/MYR, which stands for mid-year reset. Now, I could have given it away as just a free link, but it actually is a sales page. It's a sales page. It is free, but you do have to complete the sales page, just like any other sales page. You're not going to get charged, but put in your information. Why? Because I didn't just want a subscriber. I wanted a customer subscriber, somebody who they've already entered into my customer database, not just my subscriber database with a product, number one. Number two, because I also wanted to, on that page, put in products. So you could just get the free thing, which is the mid-year reset digital library, but you could also, in that moment, look at the page and see there are other offers on that page and add those things to the cart as well, right? So it was not just to give it away for free, but to intentionally, while people got to the sales page, check and see if the offers on that page were things that they wanted. I also was testing out the ability for people to do mobile pay. So I was testing and doing a couple of things there. But the mid-year reset, the retreat, is coming up. I branded it initially as Brand You because I have a series called Brand You and working on personal branding. But I like the idea of doing it as a mid-year reset virtual retreat. So I said to you all, my plan was to do the retreat this month, and then I pushed it back because I had to. And that's something that I encourage you to do. I was actually working with a client, and she was a little resistant to it at first, but I was like, push it back, baby. Push it back. And so now she's like, okay, this gives me more time to get this stuff done, I think by August, which sometimes we have a date in mind, and we're like, it needs to get done by now, but sometimes you put that date in your way. You block your blessing by trying to rush or force something that's just not ready. You can't, birth that baby before it's ready, right? So I had to push back my virtual retreat, and I'm okay with that. And it also adjusted the branding. It helped me kind of adjust the branding as well. I'm thinking about doing a clarity call week as well as part of the mid-year reset. Those are a few things that I worked on this week. And if you didn't download the free mid-year reset digital library, you can when you go to SistaSense.com/MYR. Now, Another thing about this particular offer is it is in the form of my virtual library, right? My library that I created, which is, by the way, is a Canva template, right? And let me go over to SistaSense.com/Volt. Some of you have already seen what it looks like. Some of you even have the template, right? This is made in Canva. And I want people to buy my template. People are not going to buy something that either they don't know what the hell it is, they don't know what it looks like, and they don't know what they can do with it. They're just not going to do it, right? So I've been creating examples of this, using it, and giving it away to people so I can say, hey, if you like this and you want to make this, go and buy the Canva template, right? It's a taste tester. Number one, it's valuable because there's stuff in there. I'm going to click on this one that says free training. I think it's another vault, if I'm not mistaken. It is. It is. This one is a little bit longer than the other one, in that the other one has 3 rows. This one has, I think, about 5 rows, right? And I've made them in different sizes. It says time sensitive, get your half off digital dollars business bundle, right? So it's a free vault. There's free downloads in there. There's free training in there. But just being able to access the vault in and of itself, there's a link that says create a vault. Like, if you like this thing that I've developed, create your own. Buy the template, right? It's a taste tester offer for my audience. So when I talk about digital life, now I call it the virtual vault. That's my term. Other people use the term vault. I mean, it's not a unique term, but when I say virtual vault, you may not know what I'm talking about, because I'm talking about this template that I've designed in Canva. I've got to educate people on what the template looks like, on how I use it, so they can think about it. I mean, people will look at it and go, what the hell am I going to do with this? What am I going to put in this? Right? So I lead by example, giving this taste tester. So I've made several of these vaults that are available for purchase, several of them that are free. Hell, I've even made some of them that are $1. If you look at the mid-year reset, each vault has different things in it, right? The mid-year reset is free. But then there's also the Monetize Now vault. It's $1. I've got vaults that are $95. The bundle is $295. But I wanted to have different price points. So number one, people could get the free one if that's all they wanted. They could get one for $1 if they want to see what's in there. And as the price goes up, the value goes up, right? You want to learn about customers, get the Customers for Life vault. You want to create print-on-demand products, get the Print Your Profits vault. You want to learn how to create digital products, get the Digital Dollars vault, right? So there are different things in there. You want to learn how to get your ish together, get the Productivity vault, right? I've made literally 9 of them, and I'm excited. I'm excited about that. You see here, Digital Dollars, create courses, Print Your Profits. Remember, one of the benefits of y'all being in the Sunday Circle with me is every week I'm literally breaking down my strategies with you guys, right? And I said to you, not everything happens as quickly as you want it to. Some things take months and years. Some things take hours and days, right? So in a couple of hours, I made my last ebook. Over the course of the last year and a half, I've been creating all of these little classes, and some of them have been around courses, how to create mini courses, how to create audio courses, how to create courses in the Samcart platform, how to create different type of courses as like an overarching create a course training. I've done several of these, so many so that now I have the Create Courses vault, right? When I think about it, the first training I did was called Pro Webinars. And what's a course? A course is basically a collection of classes. And how do we do classes online? We do webinars. So Pro Webinars was like the baby of the first training I did around creating webinars and strategically using them to sell your own personal trainings or to create like conferences with multiple speakers and all the things, all of those things are going into my Create Courses vault. Now, the majority of the training is new training that I've done in the last several months, like my mini courses, audio courses, crafter courses. That was literally, I did that one a couple of weeks ago. But it's a combination of my latest, but also my greatest, my signature trainings on course creation. They're going into this bigger vault, right? And I mentioned to you all, I think if not last week, the week before, as I do these one by one, they become larger themed bundles. So look at your content. Do you have collections of content that you could put into a theme and repurpose for your audience, right? Tools and toolkits. My goodness, I've made so many toolkits. Last year was toolkit season for me. Okay? Tools and toolkits. I made a ton of toolkits because I created a template to create toolkits, and I used that template. Like this year, I'm making a ton of vaults because I created the vault template. Last year, I made a ton of toolkits because I created the toolkit template, and I'm putting all of those toolkits in a vault, right? So that's basically what it is for me when it comes to the idea of some things you can do in a couple of hours and some things take some time, right? And I've just intentionally been repurposing things that I created before and pairing them with things that I've produced in the current and the present, right? So as you see here, I'm also working on, because we are transitioning from just talking about digital products to also talking about physical products and marketplaces. We're going to be talking about Etsy and Amazon and print on demand. So those are the things that we're going to be moving into the next couple of weeks, and those are the things that I am rolling over as part of my agenda. I could go on, to be honest with you, because I shared a lot of offers this week. This week has definitely been heavy on the promotion side. And I always ask you a simple question. When you look at this week or when you look at next week, when it comes to your offers, are you in production mode or promotion mode? You're spending the majority of the time producing content, or you're spending the majority of the time promoting things that you've already produced. One or the other. When it comes to making offers, either you are making them by actually producing them or actually presenting, making an offer to your potential customers and saying, hey, what do you think about that? Whether it's a free offer or a paid offer, whether you're sharing it with a group of people or just certain targeted people, that's the key. That's just the focus for me, okay? So this is definitely in alignment. Last week's messaging is definitely in alignment with this week. The first one here is gifts and good goods, right? And I have a website. It's called SistaSense.com/GYG. Get your gifts. Get your gifts. And so if you are on certain email lists, you will have seen that throughout the week, I was dropping a lot of gifts, a lot of freebies, whether it be free PDFs to download, free trainings to watch, taste tester offers, giving people the ability to watch replays of the Sunday Circle. I am doing the Sunday Circle every Sunday for 1 year. I think I could give a couple of free replays away. Okay. Number one, adding consistent value to my audience so it doesn't feel like I'm selling and only selling the freebies. It's about also giving other touch points, other value. But because they're taste testers, it's also about appealing to, I like the Sunday Circle. I like what she's saying here. I think I need to sign up and subscribe to it, right? It's about greasing the wheels, so to speak. It's also about educating people around my branding. You don't know what the Sunday Circle is. You don't know what content to cash flow is. You don't know what digital dollars is. These are my terms. But as I'm giving you these taste testers and you're hearing me repeat these things, You don't know what a virtual vault is until I show it to you. You got to think about that. You know your business. You know the terms you create. You know your processes. You know the little activities that you plan. I'm going to do this on a Tuesday. I'm going to do this on a Friday. You know it. You can't just drop your brand names on people and think they get it. They don't. They don't know what the hell you're talking about. They may have some idea, but for the most part, they don't know until you show them, until you show up for them, until you share these pieces with them. So these check-in messages, sharing messages on a week-by-week basis, it's an important part of the process. Yes, I got the 9 for 95. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm working on putting all the goodies in those because 9 vaults is a lot. All the stuff is done. I'm just organizing them into the 9 vaults over the course of this week. But by the end of this coming week, I should be done, and all of them should be complete. But yeah, and that's something that's important, that's worth mentioning as well, because sometimes we will get into a space where we're like, okay, I'm not going to market it until it's completely done. Basically, I'm in the pre-sale process of the Virtual Vault bundle. In the back end, all the stuff is complete. I just have to put the links in each of the vaults, and there are 9 of them. And each vault has 9 things in it. So you do the math. 9 times 9, I really don't know what that number is. I want to say 72 or 79, but I know I'm so wrong. Is it 80-something? I don't know. 9 times 9 is a lot. Somebody do it. You do it. I'm going to give you some homework today. Let's do some math. What's 9 times 9? I'm actually organizing and putting all the links into each of these. And sometimes we get into a space where we are so excited. Did somebody drop it into chat? I think I saw. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. 81. Thank you, Lavon. Sometimes we get so excited about something and we just quietly working on it, and we're putting a whole lot of time into it, but we don't know if it's going to be received or if it's going to work on any level. I don't like that. And, entrepreneurs that are about their money, honey, that are not about just spending but actually making, will put stuff out before it's finished. We'll do a quick sale real quick. Not just simply about making the money, but about actually testing the viability of that offer and being able to tweak it. Like, I've tweaked the pages, I've tweaked the content, I've tweaked it based on people buying it right now, tweaking and testing the price points, right? Now, the whole thing is going to be $295 retail, but because it's my birthday, I have the opportunity to test it at a, with a celebration sale price. We're celebrating my birthday, right? Celebrate! I have the opportunity to test this out at $95 versus when it retails regularly at $295. I have the opportunity for you guys to go in there and click the things and to say, hey, can you tell me about this, or I have a question about that. I always say test until you find your best, right? But I didn't wait until, also keeping in mind, I'm working on my stuff. I'm working on y'all stuff. I'm working on mommy stuff in my house. My birthday is the 26th. My hubby's birthday was the 23rd. My car is not working, so I've got to do stuff on his time. There's a lot going on right now. So sitting down and taking hours and hours and hours to put into just putting the links in, I could have done that. But as opposed to doing that, I put in, I wouldn't say about 30% of them are done and clickable. And then I said, okay, I'm going to pre-sell it so people who want it could jump on it at getting at a reduced rate, and then let y'all know that for the next week, I'm going to be updating the rest of them and send you an email when all of them are available. Okay, bim, bam, boom. So I can, when I've knocked out some other things on the priority list, then I can come back, quietly sit down and finish the vaults, then change the price to $295, sell it at the retail when it's completely done, and move on. Because I've tested it, I've pre-sold it, I've got people in it, and I'm not spending all my time doing the busy work of putting the links in it without even knowing if anybody is going to buy it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you need to not just think about the content you're creating, but are you creating experiences where you're having conversations about that thing with your audience, right? Where you are making not just the content, but sharing messages that make you money. Me saying, listen, you want one, excuse me, you can get one vault, excuse me, but you can get you can either get one vault or all of them. So when they're done, I do plan on selling each of them for anywhere between 45 to 145, because there's a lot of stuff in there. Like, and that's lowballing it, to be honest with you. I mean, there are people who sell course creation classes, like they teach you how to make courses, and they sell those things for anywhere between $500 to $1,000, right? So me selling my course creation classes in a bundle for like $1, that's like, you know, that's Brooklyn term, $100. Sorry, the Brooklyn girl comes out. Me selling it for like $1 or $1.50, as we say, 150. That's significantly less than what other people are selling their course creation trainings for, right? But also it gives me the opportunity to do something very important, which I talk about, and that is, if you consistently work on your content and serving different audiences, when someone comes to me, I have something for them. Meaning, some people, they're just like, I need to create digital products. Then I'm like, oh, okay, get the digital dollars bundle, and I'll teach you how to do that. Some people say, listen, I don't need help with products. I'm good. I need help with getting customers. I got you. Get the customers for Life Vault. And if you want, we can schedule a call. But if you just want to start with that, all the trainings I have on customer acquisition, on sales, copy, and those things, that's going to be in the Customers for Life. Like, so people who need specific things, I will be selling these vaults to them individually. But I also want to create opportunities where if people want to get all of them, they can, right? So I have the opportunity to say, hey, you can get one of these for 100 or 150, or you can get 9 of them for 300, right? Now, I could go even higher than 295, but that's basically what I'm doing. One for like 95 versus all 9 for 295, and right now all 9 for 995, just to kind of, you know, get the ball rolling, okay, so to speak. So lots of freebies and goodies as part of my B-Day Taste Testers offers. Some of them are at SistaSense.com/GYG for Get Your Gifts. And some of them are at SistaSense.com/BDA for birthday. And so throughout the week, I created a lot of messages around that. One of the messaging points is, if you've been missing my content, like I've been doing these trainings with you guys every week or every weekend, you know what I'm saying? If people have been missing those workshops, they can get the vaults as an opportunity to catch up, right? Digital AI assets, us working on creating masterminds and courses and all those trainings that are going by each week. If you're missing the opportunity, catch up and go and get the replay. Repurpose your content. Monetize new things, but get better at monetizing your current things. That's how you create your ongoing revenue streams, right? This week, I'm going to add this here. I'm going to check the chat because I think I saw a message, but let me just add something real quick in here. One of the messages that I literally post, one of the most recent ones, was, one second. So the pop-up training that I'm doing right now, right, the Write and Sell eBooks, WASE, that was, hey, do you want to participate in this training? Which every week I'm sharing the 3 N's, what's now, what's new, what's next, right? So right now we are doing the Write and Sell eBooks 2-day workshop. What's coming up next is the Write and Sell, not Write and Sell, the Write Like a Boss 30-day challenge. And I keep interchanging it because it's Write the Book and it's Write Like a Boss, and I just use both of them. But writing books, writing period, that's going to be a big theme for this 30-day challenge, and that's what's coming up next. So as I say this, think about for yourself, number one, are you proactively repurposing your content, checking in with your audience and letting them know if they missed anything in case you missed it? Here's that. Are you not just sending out messages where you're like, buy my damn stuff, but giving people value? Over the course of the week, I've given people free trainings, live streams, live sessions with me, opportunities to get stuff that they could download from me, taste tester offers, the whole damn vault, like, tons of content in there, because I want them to be able to experience what a vault is. I want to educate them on my different terms and different products. Are you doing that, or can you do that, right? One of the things that is on my check-in list is working on my annual Back to Business conference, which happens in the final quarter, and starting to reach out to speakers because people's schedules, when conference season hits in September, October, it's almost impossible to get people on your event because they've already, they've got 15 other things going on. So being mindful of things that you can do now and work on now, but also things that you need to do to set yourself up for success later. So, for example, I've been mentioning to you all that I have a workshop for the summer, and then I have another one in person here in October. And if you're interested, let me know. I think Leslie reached out to me yesterday. She's like, I want to come to the October one, so I got to send her that information. But it's not, and even pre-selling the virtual vault, it's not waiting until things are done to get in alignment. What are some things that maybe aren't even happening until a couple of months from now, but you have to start preparing now. You have to start creating messages now. You have to start making partnerships now, right, to build up that thing. I've got to not just message my customers, but I have to message speakers, professionals, experts, people who I want to be a part of my tribe, people who I want to be a part of my community, right? So think about that. Individuals that you need to reach out to specifically, it's an important part of the process. Progress reports and check-ins, right? So I think I mentioned Doriana. We worked on her website, worksoffaith.net. Lynette, we're working on her landing page for her upcoming event in a couple of months. Who else did I do stuff for this week? I knocked out a couple of projects yesterday. One of my clients, John, he's in healthcare in Florida. He's got a home care business for seniors. So we worked on updating his website, updating some of the images and things. So it's kind of a blur because it's been a long week. But, updating websites for several clients, late night calls with other clients. Donia, oh yes, Donia and Yolanda. I love them. This is the first time ever I'm doing clarity calls with two business besties. It was so weird. They're in the UK, and they said, okay, we do our business. We have two separate businesses. Yolanda is in fashion, and Donia is in education, but they are friends, and they work on their businesses together as accountability partners. They were like, can we do our accountability calls with you together, right? And they're in the UK. So we started working together last year, and we had sessions this week. So I do a combination of group sessions with the two of them, and then they also have individual sessions that they work on with me as well. So just checking in with my private clients to send them progress reports, updates, replays to their calls. Who do you need to communicate with? Who do you need to have conversations with, right? Who did you talk to this week? Who are you going to talk to next week? This is what we do, right? We intentionally take time every week to carve out time to think about the messages that you want to put out into the webisverse. And like I said, a big message for me this week has been about being positive, right? Right? Can I help you, right? Do you want to schedule a clarity call with me? Do you want to get a clarity kit so we can, work together ongoing? What do you need? What questions do you have? When I was doing the 43, there were two ways that I wanted to do 43, right? One was 43 questions. I wanted to answer 43 questions, and the other one was 43 life lessons. I might still do the 43 questions, but just kind of not just sharing messages, but creating a space of conversation, asking people to check in and let me know what they needed from me or let me know what questions they had. Just kind of working on that and creating content around that. That was a big part of my messaging. So think about what you need to work on, and if you're going to be just sending out general messages to your larger list, do you need to email specific people or call them, send them a message, a DM on social media? Who are those people, right? And events, things that you need to plan for the future. What are those things, right? Like I said, I have my summer workshop. I've got my October workshop. I've got my Back to Business virtual conference. What are the things that you're planning for the future? Not just what you're doing in the back end, but what are you doing in the front end to have conversations and let people know what's now, what's new, what's next. And side note, if you are interested in either the October workshop or it's going to come to me. If you're interested in either the October workshop or the summer workshop here in North Carolina, check in, let me know, and I'll send you the details. I'm going to take a second and pause to check the chat and then come back at it. Do you have any materials done on the best ways to do challenges that you can upsell? I do. I have several trainings on challenges, how to make a 7-day challenge. The last one I did was 7 ways to create a 7-day challenge, how to do a 30-day challenge. I've got lots of trainings on how to do challenges. I feel like Digital Dollars has a training on how to do challenges, but I have to double check. So if you can email me that question, I'll let you know. But I think the 7 ways to do a 7-day challenge is in one of those vaults. I just don't know which one. I think it's Digital Dollars though. Yeah. And so I've done different types of challenges, and whether they're like 7 days or even 100 days, I've just done different trainings on that. You're welcome. Thanks for celebrating your birthday with us. Aw. Yeah, it's been a really, really nice birthday. And then one of my clients, Liana, I was just kind of randomly sitting there, and then I got like a message from Starbucks, and she was like, here. She sent me a Starbucks card, and I was like, oh, this is so sweet. And then Lynette called me, and she was like, okay, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, what are you talking? She's like, do you want flowers? Do you and Jay want to go out to a show? Like, I need to send you something. It's your birthday. And this is so weird because, like, I got all of these clients saying I don't know what the cosmos was given for my birthday. But all of these people, this is the first time, like, I get gifts, but the number of clients that were like, hey, I want to gift you something. I was like, oh, thank you. And so I think it was Lynette. We were trying to figure out how to do it. She was like, what do you want? Are you allergic to anything? Can I send you some flowers? I was like, okay, you could buy me a coffee. You could click that, and that's good because I have that buy me a coffee link, and she clicked it, and I was like, okay, I'll just send this out. Anybody want to send me anything? Thanks for the coffee. And that was a pleasant surprise. So even that feature I've been integrating. I think it was LaShanda Brown that talked about it last year. I love that thing. Buy Me a Coffee is a platform that you can use as a tip jar. And if people want to post a review and support you on some capacity, they can. Because we were trying to figure out, like, she was like, flowers, Amazon, gift card, what do you want? I was like, that. And if you don't have something like that and you want people to be able to support you and tip you on some capacity, because it's funny, Liana was, she came here and we were trying to meet up, but she didn't realize how big North Carolina was, and she was in the Outer Banks, which is like Virginia, close to North Carolina, but not quite. I was like, yeah, it's going to take you about 2-3 hours to get to where I am. It's like, damn. But she's always like, I need to buy you a coffee. I need to buy you a coffee. So I love the Buy Me a Coffee app. Because, people talk about, buy me a coffee, pick my brain, or, these things that are like memes in our mind. Just the concept of buying somebody a coffee, either as a thank you or as an opportunity to sit down and have a conversation. I love the app. If you want to take a look and sign up to buy me a coffee through me, write this down, SistaSense.com/BMAC. You can sign up for free, create your account, and then start to give people your Buy Me a Coffee link. And if they do want to offer you donations, they can. Again, my personal link to, if you want to sign up through me, is SistaSense.com/BMAC. Or if you want to buy me a coffee, you can go to SistaSense.com/coffee, COFFEE. I love it because people can buy as many cups as they want. I think Liana bought like 20. But here's the thing, though, so it's not confusing. They're not literally buying you a coffee. They're sending you money, right? And they can send however little or however much they want. I think it starts off at like $5, $10. She was like, oh, I want to send you $100. So I think she bought like 20 of them. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you, And we just had such a really nice call yesterday. And she just said, you know what, I was in a situation. I've been working with her for years. She's like, I cannot believe Christopher is towering over you. When I was working with you, he was like this little thing, right? And she's like, you know what, you helped me in so many ways and so many capacities over the years. I just kind of wanted to share my appreciation. And it was a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting anything. I was like, my birthday is just going to be a regular day because, like I said, my car is not working right now. Jay's fixing it, so I'm kind of stuck in the house. I'm always in the house, but I'm really now in the house. And it's been that way for a couple of weeks as we get all the things back onto my old Betsy, my Yaya Binks, as I call her. she's an old baby, so she's getting worked on. But next year, by the grace of God, I can get my new car and give Christopher. Now, I keep saying give because I know the minute I can't say it out loud because he's like, his room is beside mine. But now that he's 16, he needs a car. So the goal is to get the new one so he can start driving the Yaris. But it's not his because I'm not giving him a damn car. But that's the plan. Let's see if it works out for his birthday next year. But point being, I really wasn't expecting anything this year, but it kind of worked out. And I guess when you have no expectations, God is like, I got you. And he did. It was just a beautiful surprise. So side note, love all the birthday wishes. Thank you, Karen, for that. And all of y'all who just been popping in and saying happy birthday to me. And it just kind of randomly worked out because Lynette was like, yeah, what do you want? And I was like, oh, I have this link, this Buy Me a Coffee link. Just use that. And she used that. And then I decided to share it with other ladies who jumped suit. And I just appreciate that, like, immensely. And also just in talking to you, if you do want to create a space where other people support you, right? Sometimes people are like, I see you. They don't necessarily need or even want to buy something from you as far as what you sell, but they want to support you on some capacity. Creating a tip jar is something that you can do, right? So as a matter of fact, I'm online. I might as well just show it to you, SistaSense.com/coffee, what it looks like. It's a really simple site. Like, literally, you can take, take 15 minutes and set up your site. I haven't put much up here. Oh, Karen, you bought me a coffee? I didn't even see that. Thank you, Tiffany. Oh, my goodness. I didn't see these. Is that new? I need to come in here and look at it. Lynette, I think this is Lynette because it says someone. She got me 20 coffees. I appreciate y'all. I need to come in here and say thank you for the contributions and the coffees. And like I said, if you want to create something like this for your clients and just for supporters, period, if you go to SistaSense.com/BMAC, create your account. As I give stuff away to people, I'm giving value. If it's free and they like it and they want to compensate me in some capacity, why not, right? Tip jars are very, very much a thing. Like, back in the day, the only people who were asking for tips were, the waiters. Nowadays, you go anywhere and they're like, do you want to add a tip? Do you want to add a tip? I use Walmart Plus a lot for, delivering groceries and things. And I always tip the driver because, like, come on, thank you for lugging my my cases of water from your car up the steps because I don't have to do it anymore. Yes! You should just see me and my little behind with that case of 40 waters trying to lift it from the bottom of the Walmart aisle to the shopping cart, that I have to pick that damn case up and put it in the car, then take it out the car. Thank God for Walmart Plus. I absolutely love it. But anyway, side note, buy me a coffee. Create your account, make it work for you, then bam, boom. One last thing. So we're going to talk about content. And then we'll wrap up for today. So I have a little bit of time before my next session with Lynette, and then hanging out with you guys later for the Write an eBook Now training. Let's see, creating content. Lots of content this week. So as you know, I created 9 virtual vaults, right? 9 virtual vaults. As far as digital products are concerned, I didn't get to my AI writing prompts. I didn't finish it, I should say, because it's on the agenda. I'm writing a PDF, ebook on different writing prompts that you can put into the AI, and I didn't release that this week, but I did release somebody needs to hear this, right? At SistaSense.com/somebody. And fingers crossed today, I do have a lot on my plate, but today my goal is to release my new ebook on marketing sales strategies for entrepreneurs. So as far as content is concerned, creating the new digital libraries, now that I've released this one, digital libraries, right? With lots of links to videos, PDFs, audios, etc. 81. Thanks for doing the math on that. 9 vaults, 9 pieces of content in each one. Working on finishing that up is something else. And then, of course, as I mentioned to you before, we are going into training on Amazon and Etsy and other marketplaces. So just going through my archive of content for both the digital libraries and the marketplaces is what I've been working on as far as content is concerned. This week was an opportunity for me to create more video content. I created several micro videos on TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts, and I went live stream sessions. For the last 2 days, I've been doing at least one live stream a day. Depending upon time, I may jump on and do another one today as well. And literally, I was like, listen, I'm doing a pop-up, write the ebook, anybody down? And I think it was immediately after I got off the live, two of the ladies on my live, Yasmin and Sandra, were like, where's the link? Where do I go? How do I get it? It was definitely nice to Yasmin. I think she's a new SistaSense Circle. I have a couple of ladies with the name Yasmin, but I think this particular awesome entrepreneur is new to my circle. I don't think I've seen her before. So creating live streams and creating conversations where you can connect with new people who are in your circle and on your tribe, as well as reconnect. Sandra has been in my circle for a while, but I think it's been a while since we've worked together directly. So having her come back and reconnect, what kind of content can you create for new people, but then also for your existing people, right? I don't plan on going live every single day for the next month, but maybe live for 3 days straight. That's fine for now because I'm intentionally sharing certain things right now. Right now, I'm talking about the write and sell ebooks training, right? So real-time marketing. And here's the thing. I always tell you guys, you can tell when you go on my lives. It's not like a gazillion people are watching me, right? But, it's real people watching me. It's people who watch, they get value, and then they go and sign up to what I have. I cannot express that enough. You just have to create a space where you find the right people. It doesn't have to be you've got 1,000 people watching you for you to actually convert clients and customers, right? And then, later on in the evening when I was hanging out with Lynette, we were working on her stuff, or I was just, sitting, lying in bed watching Hulu, I would see hashtag replays rock, hashtag WASE, because I was asking people to put WASE into the chat if they want to work on writing and selling ebooks now, right? I was telling people if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. So for me, it's not just about the people who watch in that moment. It's about the fact that after it's done, people are going to watch the replay, right? And they're going to interact with me because I also spoke to them. So I don't just talk to the people who are real time on there. I'm like, hey, if you're watching the replay, do this, go here, ask a question, leave a comment, join the Facebook group, because that gives me an opportunity to know that the LaShanda they're watching in that moment is talking to them real time. In that moment, I'm like, listen, if this is something that can help one of your friends, tag them, share it with them. If you're watching the replays, I'm talking to you. Do this, right? I think it was Leslie this week. She was like, LaShanda, how do I put my links on social media? And so I was checking in with her, but then also I was like, I need to make some videos to show people how to integrate their links on social media. So yeah, it's just been lots of stuff going on. Video content is really, really important, so that you can show up and share with people what you're doing. If you check my TikTok and my Instagram, you'll see that it's not just about me putting myself in front of the camera, using video to post graphics of the products I produce, like my new ebook, putting images, pages of the ebook on my Instagram and my TikTok. My Instagram is connected to my Facebook, so everything that I post on Instagram as far as content automatically goes to Facebook, right? And as a matter of fact, every week we do the Thursday marketing challenge, right? This week, the challenge is to sell on social, right? And to strategically promote yourself on social, whether you're trying to grow your social media following, whether you're trying to get new email subscribers, or you're trying to get actual customers. Because you're not always trying to sell your stuff. Sometimes you're trying to sell yourself, your credibility, your brand. And doing that strategically on social media is the challenge of the week for the My One Sales Challenge that we're going through right now, right? So I couldn't do it every day or multiple times a day, but I did find a way to upload a few videos. One of the videos I shared one of the quotes, which was, I'm not the kind of woman who's here to impress. I'm about progress. The focus is different, right? And for that video, I used a clip of me at the hotel, the Hilton here in Greenville, and that video was from 2 years ago, right? That day in particular, I was not getting cute. I was not getting in front of the camera, so I paired an old video clip with some text. I was done. Several videos, it's pictures of the ebook, animated with some music. I was done. And then when I did actually feel like getting halfway decent for my birthday, literally didn't do anything with my hair until that day. Like, I was like, damn it, I need to wash my hair. My mother was like, it is too late to wash your hair tonight. So I think I washed my hair literally on my birthday. Again, just a long week. But I say that to say, you know, women, men are different. They will put themselves on camera, bare-chested, hair in every which direction, looking like a hot, homeless mess, and they'll be fine with it. We don't do that. Women, we get judged 6 ways to Sunday. And even when I thought I was looking halfway okay, I still looked at the videos like, cringe. I cringed at my own videos after the attempt of looking halfway decent. But half of the videos, I really didn't use new video footage because I really didn't feel like getting in front of the camera. And quite a few of them were either images or old video footage that I just repurposed. Just keep that in mind for yourself. Don't make it an excuse as far as strategically and intentionally creating social media content. Oh, I don't have any new video. Oh, I don't feel like getting on camera today. Repurpose what you have. Whenever you felt your best, whenever you looked your best, or you don't even have to put up that kind of content. A lot of people are talking about faceless videos where you don't even have to put your face in the video, right? Look it up, YouTube, faceless video content. Don't make the excuse of I can't do social media, I can't do video marketing, because I'm telling you. And don't make the excuse of why bother because there's only a few people online, because I'm telling you, where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name. I cannot say it any more plain than that. When 2 or 3 are gathered in his name. I show up and I consistently resonate with real people, and those real people consistently connect and work with me. Okay? And they bring their friends, which is, to me, what it's all about. I really need to learn more about TikTok and Reels. Yes, faceless videos. Yeah, it's a thing. You can YouTube faceless videos and see what that's all about. For me, it's just about being in a place where I can find different types of videos to post. I do have the TikTok and Reels challenge. You may already have access to it, but if you don't, you could, let me know. It's the TikTok and Reels challenge where I show you different types of videos that you can create, even if you don't like to create videos or you don't like to get in front of the camera. And just creating little micro pieces of content is a thing. On my agenda is also scheduling content, because I want to, one second here, I'm a little congested today. Consistency definitely is key. I just saw that you shared a link. If you could email me that link, that would be great, so I can actually click it. That would be great. Thank you so much. Consistency is key, right? Oh, it's on how to create a faceless YouTube video? Okay. Consistency is key, right? So there are times where I will show up real time, either once a day or multiple times a day, I just don't have the capacity to do that right now. So scheduling out 2 to 3 posts is something that I've been talking to you guys about. And, sometimes you may have the vision of scheduling out, number one, either a lot of posts daily or doing it manually or doing like 30 to 60 days out and you don't have the capacity to do it. Start small. I'm starting with scheduling just 3 to 5 days of content so I could just knock that out, number one. And then number two, outside of that, if you can't do it, find somebody who can do it for you, right? But you either show up real time, you try to get consistent by using a scheduling tool to help you with automation, or you get a support team if you have the budget for it, right? It really is just about, if you are going to try to build a brand, a personal brand, a business brand, right? Personal brand being you are the brand, you are the face of your business, versus the business brand, you have to work on consistently showing up on a day-by-day basis, and in some case multiple times a day, so that it actually works for you. Are you affiliated with any scheduling tools? At the moment, no. But the one that I'm looking into right now is Later. It's become like the new. I used to use Planoly a lot. Prior to using Planoly, I was big on Hootsuite. And then I never quite got into Canva scheduling, but they have their own content management system. It's there. I just don't really use it like that. But I am looking at the Later platform because a lot of social media creators that I respect and follow use that one in particular. And I try to use the most, not necessarily the most popular thing, but we have a way of testing, and certain people who they get it, like their mindset and how they move is my mindset. It's just like goes without saying, this one is going to be a good one for you. So looking into it, making sure it's a good fit for me, testing it out, all the things are some of the things that I'm working on. And like I said, we're going to be transitioning from just talking about digital products that you can sell on your own website to talking about physical products and utilizing marketplaces for more exposure and reach in the coming weeks and months. So that's on my content creation agenda moving forward, as well as things that I'm kind of quietly working on in the background. So lots of emails, quite a few videos this week, quite a few freebies, and $1 offers this week because I wanted to create taste tester content for my audience. I wanted to get back into the swing of video marketing, and these are the strategies that I'm going to continue working on going into the new. So we did it. We talked about all the things when it comes to looking at the new month that is about to approach, number one, and when it comes to week by week, intentionally preparing and reflecting on your offers, your content, and your messaging. As always, when we wrap up, we talk about the last 3 things. Number one, or I should say number 5, positioning yourself for profit. If you are going to work on revenue, what are you going to sell? What are your sales goals going into the new month? I'm sorry, the new month and the new week, right? More specifically, the new week. If you're going to reach people, who do you want to reach? How do you plan on reaching them based on the things that we talked about today? Or are you just personally sitting down with yourself and getting clear about your objectives, right? And I always like to friendly remind, if ever you want to talk to me privately, you can always go over to SistaSense.com/call me, right? Outside of your revenue and your routines. What are you going to do on a daily, biweekly, or weekly routine basis to reach your goals? Nobody else is going to give you permission to be successful. Nobody else is going to do it for you unless you pay them. And even when you pay folks, sometimes they don't do what you wanted them to, right? Nobody's going to do it like you. So what do you need to do as far as your day-by-day, week-by-week routines to make things work better for you? What tasks, what deadlines, what are you going to do for the coming week? Number 6, the TP3 of it all paired with the Eisenhower matrix. brain dump all the things you want to do. Hopefully, as part of this experience, whether we are sitting here, we're in the Sunday Circle every week, right? Whether you're with me for 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or an hour plus, are you coming up with, I want to do this, I need to go back and start this, I need to go back and finish this, I need to figure out this? What do you need to do now? Because it's urgent and important, right? We look at your TP, your TP3, your top priority tasks, your brain dump of all the things you want to accomplish, and we use the Eisenhower matrix to put it all together. The most important things, the do now things, they're urgent and they're important. Then there are things that you need to decide to schedule. They're not urgent. You don't have to do it immediately, but you do have to get it done. It's important, right? So the things you need to do now, one category. The things you need to schedule for later, another category. The things you need to delegate. You're like, listen, who can I give this task to, right? It's urgent, but it's not important in the sense that it doesn't have to get done specifically by you. Somebody needs to do it. It just doesn't need to be you. What are things that you need to delegate? Number 3, and number 4, delete. Not urgent, not important, don't need to do it right now. What are your top priority tasks versus things that maybe you do later when you have some time to get those things done, right? One of the key words I've been sharing with you today has been rollover. And because every week I'm creating these lists, now I'm giving you guys a public view at things I do normally privately, right? We all have our own private to-do lists. And just having these things, I know, oh, I didn't get to this or that, I can roll it over. I can roll it over. And again, even with the best of intentions, we're all human. Sometimes we don't get to do things as quickly as we want to. So long as you have something to tether yourself to come back to keep you focused, to keep you on point, to keep you moving forward, to keep you sticking to the plan, that is what matters most to me, okay? I love the concept of taste testers. Thank you. TTOs, one of my favorites, because at the end of the day, people have to what? They got to try before they buy, right? Many moons ago, I started to teach, and I thought I was just going to just sell products. I started to teach. And one of the things I learned and taught when it comes to effectively marketing and selling is most people have to try before they buy. Most people have to also buy what you say before they buy what you sell, right? Which is why I said to you that real marketing is enthusiasm transferred to the customer. In order for the people to buy what you sell, they got to buy what you say. They got to be like, I get this person. They get me. I am in it. They're not going to convert if you're wishy-washy, if you're scared, if you shook, right? They have to buy what you say before they will buy what you sell. And a lot of times, they got to try before they buy, right? Like dating, is it a good fit? If it's not, what do we need to do to get it to work? So, last but not least, number 7, it's time to take action. Tackle your resistance. Where do you have fears? Where do you have challenges? Where do you have misconceptions? During our clarity session yesterday, at some moments, Lynette took a pause and said, okay, you know what? I'm going to say that there are some things that are coming up for me, giving me a little bit of anxiety, but you know what? It's important for me to acknowledge that. It's so important. It's so important. Karen, I see you. Remember yesterday you talked about, listen, I'm going to do this ebook, but there are some things that are coming up for me that make me a little bit nervous. It's important. It's important to tackle your resistance, because nothing that I tell you to do is going to be worth a can of beans if you don't see it through. Sometimes we are unconscious of our fears and concerns, or we're conscious of it, but we're so afraid of it that we avoid it. And you can't. Because again, unless you pay somebody to do it for you, they're not going to. You have to. And nobody is going to understand your vision like you. You could try to articulate it to the best of your ability. I don't know how many of you have been in spaces where you've commissioned somebody to do something for you and it just doesn't quite hit it. It's like they don't quite get it. Maybe it's not their vision. Now, of course, you can't do everything for yourself. You can work with somebody, and to the best of their ability, they can try to create something for you, but you can't be overly mad at them if they don't do it like the way you want to see it, because They didn't get the vision. You got it, right? So being in a place where you understand your power, understand that you have to be self-aware of any misconceptions, any fears, any challenges. You got to break through those to get to the other side. It's an important part of the process. In order for you to take action, in order for you to move forward. Nothing works unless you do. You don't work, nothing is going to work. Even with people working behind you. If you don't work, if you don't put the enthusiasm and the passion into it, nothing is going to work the way you want it to. That's why leaders are leaders. You know, you think about it. One individual leading hundreds, thousands, millions of people because they have this ability to position themselves in a place of authority, of authenticity, and in that space, build up enough enthusiasm and credibility to get people to move like they move, right? You know, you think about it, sometimes we say certain words and we don't really think about the deeper meaning. Like the fact that movies are called movies, you just call it a movie, but it's movies because it's moving images. It's a movement because people move and take action based on where you're telling them we as a community need to go, right? If you don't tackle your challenges, your fears, your misconceptions, if you don't take action, how do you expect anybody else to? I'm not selling. I'm not making money. My community's not growing. Nothing's moving. Well, are you moving? Because if you're not moving, how you expect them to move? The movement don't move without the leader, right? One of my favorite movies, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. They're coming out with another one, I think, next year. You know, there's a scene where she goes, you know, the husband is the head of the household, but the wife is the neck. And the neck moves the head. You know, he's big and bad, and he says what happens and what goes. But she's the one who moves the head around. She's really the one in control. Move, right? You got to move. You've got to create a movement. You've got to be able to put enough enthusiasm and effort into what you do in order for things to work out for you. If you don't tackle your resistance, baby, it's not going to work for you. Where this week, this month, are you feeling challenged? Do you have fears? Do you have misconceptions? I try to create protective spaces where my tribe, my women, my entrepreneurs, whether it be with me privately or within our community, can just say, I'm afraid. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know if I want to do this. That sounds good, LaShanda, but you know what? I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do this. Some people are easily manipulated. Some people will, what did they say? Suffer in silence. Suffer in silence because they don't want to say what's uncomfortable. I said to you guys a couple of weeks ago, we had some dental appointments, and at the time when I took my son, he was congested, and he was like, man, how's this going to work? Because, you know, you have to sit back. Mucus is dripping. He's like, I got to do this dental appointment. And we already canceled it once. We couldn't cancel it again because, you know, nowadays you cancel a doctor's appointment, you got to wait 2 months to get another one, right? And he had to get a cavity taken care of. Long story short, I said to him, listen, the minute we get in there, number one, you tell the dentist and you tell the lead, I don't want to say nurse, but I forget what practitioner or whatever who helps the dentist, his assistant. You tell them about your congestion. And I said, matter of fact, I'll tell them and you tell them. We'll both tell them. Because, and even when I went to the dentist, I had several surgeries recently, and I went in and consciously knew that I was going to make them aware of my pain. Because I have this thing where I will sit there and be in pain and not say anything about it. And you could probably see it on my face or feel the energy. But for me to say I'm in pain, I wasn't doing that. And I was like, listen, you're not doing that. So we were like, listen, he's congested. He's a little uncomfortable. as you're doing this, if he needs to stop at any point, he's going to let you know. And they were like, I get it. It's pollen season, allergies, da-da-da-da. You need us to we'll take as many pauses and breaks as you need. Let people know how you feel. And as my girl Lynette told me yesterday, she's like a friendly reminder. She said, you know what, I could have just tried to figure out how to surprise you and give you something. But some people, you need to learn how to let people know how to love you. So me asking you to tell me how you want to be loved, what you need right now, how beautiful is that? There's so many powerful reasons why each of us need to, on not just a day-by-day, but on a minute-by-minute basis, tackle our resistance. Because there are things that are constantly trying to stop you from doing what you need to do. I had a breakdown, right? Just a complete breakdown. I was trying to just not break down, but eventually it happened. I had a breakdown, and in that moment, I was just like, I'm so frustrated. Like, this is not working. This is not working. This is happening. All of these unexpected challenges. Like I said, of the many things that I'm not going to go into, my car has been just not working, and it's getting fixed. But it's been a minute, and just all of these things just kind of chipping away at me and trying to break my sanity, right? And in that space, I was talking to Jay about all of these frustrations, and number one, being able to talk about it is one thing, but also being in a space where you can talk and ask for help. Like, I literally am in a position now where I can't just jump into my car, grab my keys, and go where I need to go, right? And I'll be like, well, can you take me to run this errand? And he's like, you don't have to say, can you? Just say, take me to like, you're asking me, can you help? Can you take me to CVS so I can get my medication? It's like, why are you saying, can you? Like a very timid, docile place. But a part of it is triggering because I like to be independent. I don't like asking or feeling like I owe somebody for something, or like I know that you just worked a 12-hour shift and now you have to go and run errands with me because I have to sit here or wait until my car gets fixed. It's triggering. Let people know what you need. Let people know where you're uncomfortable. Let people know how to love you. You have to be able to tackle your resistance, because that's the only way you're going to get into a place where you move forward. Getting your ask in gear. I'm just talking about the car because, honestly, the personal things that happen to you, the personal relationships, they bleed into how you interact with people and how you interact with yourself from the business perspective, right? Getting your ask in gear. What do you need to ask, and who do you need to ask? Maintaining your momentum. Putting aside high energy time blocks to work on your stuff, right? Using calendars, apps, planners, reminders, having an accountability partner. I love Yolande and Donia. I absolutely love that these two besties are business besties, and even though they have completely different industries that they work in, they use each other as accountability partners, right? They pour into each other. And nothing is perfect. Sometimes things happen in life and kind of throw us off or take us away from what we need to do. But having people that can pour back into us, to acknowledge us, that we can feel comfortable in saying, this is what I need right now, or this is where I am right now, or I have to hold off right now. Figure out what kind of support you need to strategically create calendars for yourself, to strategically maintain your momentum. And like I said, these Sunday sessions, it's all about creating a space where for at least an hour to up to 3 hours, whether it be with us in the community or by yourself or with me privately, you have moments to sit down, figure out what you need to do, and take action. Right? And take action. I think it was Faye. We were talking, and she's like, listen, I need you. I need these calls with you because it gives me an opportunity to talk business with somebody, certain things that there are other people around me that, we just don't do that. You have different types of, I see myself as not just like a coach or a consultant, but, like a bestie, like a sort of a business friend, of a pseudo business friend of sorts, right? And just, some people, the way you kind of geek out or light up when it comes to your content, when it comes to talking about landing pages or a new offer or putting together a live stream, that energy, you need that like-minded energy, right? That's not everybody. Some people, their eyes will gloss over because they don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? So creating spaces where you can work on your stuff by yourself or with like-minded individuals, those are the important things that I encourage you to do when it comes to strategically and intentionally taking action. I have people that love what I say that I need to help converting that into something to sell. Yes, you do. You do. There are people who they're like, man, I can listen to you all day, every day. I love what you say. I love how you think. I love how you put it together. And creating things for those people, it's kind of like why I wanted to do the Write and Sell ebooks, the 2-part training that we're doing today, because those spaces, we all have people who are a part of our personal communities and tribes, and being able to create things for them, experiences that are a reflection of who we are, but who they are too, because like-minded, right? That's what you got to do. I totally agree with that, which is why I like the ebook, yes. Teach people your love language, absolutely. In the words of your bestie, Kim Coles, woo, 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 yeah. Woo, 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 yes. Really, this week was definitely a woo, 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 for real, though. Um, but it was important not to give the negative things energy, to reflect positivity, which is why that was definitely one of my focus words. So identify your focus words and your friendly reminders, both for yourself and the ones that you want to share with your community. Entrepreneurs, we are leaders, so lead, make the moves, create the movement, make it happen. Alrighty, my dears, that is it for today. See you right here next time real soon inside of the Sunday Circle. And, of course, if ever you need to check in with me, feel free to go over to SistaSense.com. When you're on the SistaSense.com website, you can always click the gray tab on the right to send me a voice message. You can email SistaSense@gmail.com, post in our Facebook group, firestarters.sistasense.com, and or schedule calls with me over at SistaSense.com/call me. I sent you some emails. Awesome. I'll take a look at those as soon as I get a chance. I know this was a challenging week for you, but you really made it a good week for me celebrating your birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Find a way to find a way, and that's what it's all about. Definitely look at that quote there's a quote in there about photographers, and if something is not working, the angle isn't quite right, you change the angle, right? As a photographer, she'll change the angle to get the right image. And sometimes we have to change our angles and change our perspective, even in the same situation. The situation isn't changing so much immediately in that moment, but how we approach it, how we see it, changing the perspective changes everything. So, yeah, that's in the Somebody Needs to Hear This ebook. I don't know the quote verbatim, but that's basically the gist of it. I appreciate y'all for spending this time with me and, of course, supporting me and hanging out with me during my birthday week. It's part of my birthday bucket list. As always, we'll be right back here next Sunday with another Sunday Circle experience. Till then, take care. Mwah.